Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just finished watching Orion in the Dark, based on the children's book by Emma Yarlett and written by Charlie Kaufman. Now, Charlie Kaufman has been known as a filmmaker for several years with his many introspective and, in many respects, quite emotionally and driven films, with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and Anomalisa. And this is basically Charlie Kaufman's version of, say, a Pixar movie idea, where it focuses on a boy who's afraid of everything and a physical manifestation of the darkness that tries to show him the beauty and the wonders of the night. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story follows Orion, played by Jacob Tremblay, who is terrified of almost everything. He's terrified of standing out in class, he's scared of flooding the school, he's afraid of the school bully. He's got a lot of rational and irrational fears. But when the physical manifestation of the darkness, played by Paul Walter Hauser, shows up, he decides to help the kid out by showing him the beauty and wonders of the night, and also by introducing him to the dark entities, such as Sweet Dreams, played by Angela Bassett, Insomnia, uh, and a bunch of other colorful characters. But we also see that the Light, played by Ike Barinholtz, is his rival, and it seems that everyone loves the light while sleeping through and utterly despising the night. There are basically, while darkness tries to deal with the fact that it seems that nobody likes him, Orion has to overcome his fears and also acknowledge that both light and day have both light and dark have their place in society, especially since he goes from having irrational fears to being more rational about facing his fears even when he's terrified of them. So yeah, this film really does know how to handle its subject matter to give kids a good moral lesson without beating them over the head with it. On top of that, the voice cast is really solid throughout. Other than the ones I just mentioned, we also have Werner Herzog as the narrator, who has a few really good scenes when it comes to him describing darkness and the stars, and his voice is just really nice to listen to. And we also have Colin Hanks, who plays an adult version of Orion, because a good portion of this film is also told as a bedtime story for Orion and his daughter Hypatia, to the point where some of the characters from those time periods actually appear in Orion's story. It's done in a weird way, but it also emphasizes the dreamlike nature of the story, especially considering having physical manifestations of darkness, the light, unexplained noises, insomnia, sleep. These are all concepts that are just given physical appearances and personalities. This is in a very similar way to a lot of Pixar movies like Inside Out. So naturally, some unrealistic things are going to happen in this film, and in many respects, it feels like the kind of ideas that a children's book author would come up with. And given that there are so many Pixar movies that either just don't have that magic spark or feel like they come across as uninspired, I really appreciate that Charlie Kaufman was able to come up with an idea that not only felt very creative, but also ones that justify these characters existing as physical beings. And while the animation isn't the best that I've seen from DreamWorks, it has a lot of great moments, particularly in a lot of the scenes at night and in a lot of the creative scenes involving characters' dreams. So I wouldn't consider this the best film that DreamWorks has had, but for a streaming film, I think it definitely is worth a watch, especially for families. That's why I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. See you next time.